she's just rolled it into. You might think that this looks like a completely normal block, right? But
I'll be back.
Alright. Alright, I'm back. Everything's so quiet. Oh, I guess I have to update this shit. Yeah, that's working. Why is that all different color? Looks goofy. Somebody sent me a call and I have no clue what I'm doing now. Again, they don't want to clip properly.
Hello again. Welcome to Finland. Finland, one of the countries of all time. Cars, sausages, beer, 0.07% of people, 11% of all saunas, lakes, driving the tractor while heavily under the influence. What is this word? Molotov cocktail. Why is the snow speaking Finnish? And the sport of rally car racing. Today is the day we immerse ourselves in this alien world of rally car racing. We're gonna build this good car, tune it, upgrade it, scull 12 beers and drive it into oncoming traffic, take it to the local rally race, and with some luck, win. This journey was very hard, and made significantly more difficult because if I die in the game, then that's it. I die in real life too. So, let us begin. We began on the start screen. I named myself Helsinki Fata, chose this beautiful photo for my mugshot, and began. The year is 1976. A boy is born. Me, Helsinki Fata. Fast forward 19 years and it's 1995. Our boy is living in a nondescript lake house at the lake of Fuck. Upon waking up, we had a near unlimited number of possibilities. So, of course, we inhaled 8 beers, watched the incredible Finnish film Topless Gun, and pissed all over the hot rocks in the sauna. In the garage was our project rally car, or at least all of its bits. This right here is the car's chassis, and inside the garage was everything else. Panels, doors, engine block, pistons, crankshaft, fuel tank, clutch, gearbox, struts, wishbones, brakes, shock absorbers, cylinder head, T-34 85M main battle tank. Oh wait, that's not in the garage, that's in today's sponsor, World of Tanks. My wife in glowing. Build this car was nothing. I was going to try to build it without using any guides. Was this a good idea? No. All these parts fit together in a specific, sometimes very irritating way. Just go in. Just go in. Fuck! Not to mention, each part has bolts, and the devs, thinking that screwing in hundreds of bolts would be far too easy, elected to make every single one have a size. Wait, you can't bolt this part in with the spanner? Sorry, fucko, that's the wrong spanner. Try again, sweaty. If I was going to build this car, it was going to take a long time. So, naturally, I got bored, went to bed, was woken in the middle of the night by the phone ringing, and I couldn't see shit. To make matters even worse was the most annoying character in the entire game. Bug. To get rid of Bug, I need to take a trip into town and get some mosquito spray, among some other very important items, like beer and sausages. I had 2 vehicles to choose from, this motorbike, which can only carry one thing at a time, or the tractor, which is really slow. 20 minutes later, I arrived in the bustling metropolis of I bought my groceries and then drove the tractor for another 20 minutes back home. Building the car was going to take a long time, so while I struggle to figure out what the hell the distributor is and why I would need it for my car, why don't we talk about engines? An engine's job is simple. Convert the chemical energy of gasoline into kinetic energy in the car. First off, we start with suck, squeeze, bang, and blow. The 4 steps of a 4-stroke engine. The engine sucks in a mixture of fuel and air, squeezes it really tight, ignites it with a spark plug, and blows out the exhaust. A little car has 4 cylinders, each sucking, squeezing, banging, and blowing. These 4 cylinders house 4 pistons, which each connect to the crankshaft. The pistons go up and down, and the crankshaft goes round and round. The crankshaft is connected to the wheels through the clutch and gearbox. Put your foot down on the gas, the engine spins faster, the wheels spin faster, and off you go. Simple, right? Yeah, well, obviously it's not that easy, as you can clearly see by my inability to assemble the clutch. My man, it's been 30 minutes. Why can't you figure it out? No, stop fucking the car with the tractor! Next up is suspension.
Huh?
Now, why do we need suspension? Well, without it, things get a bit bumpy. You need suspension not only to absorb bumps in the road, but also keep the wheels in contact with it. Brakes. Probably the most simple part of the car. The brake discs are connected directly to the wheels. When you press on the brake pedal, brake pads push against the discs and convert their kinetic energy into heat. And there we go. I'd pretty much finished the car. You know, excluding the wiring, wheels, tires, brake fluid, clutch fluid, engine oil, coolant, camshaft alignment, and replacing about 15 parts that would inevitably break within 5 minutes of driving. You know, we were basically done. I retired back to the house to eat some food and drink a bit of water. But I couldn't. The sausages were spoiled. In fact, all the food in the fridge was spoiled. Oh no, I'd spent so long working on the car that my house had been disconnected from the electricity for not paying in time. This could not have come at a worse time, because I had 0 food, and tomorrow was Sunday. Timo's is not open on Sunday. Of course, I didn't know this, so I rode into town in a mild panic after my hunger meter had gone red. Timo, open up, I need to eat your food, Timo, open up, open up. Shit. The sun had well and truly come up, which told me that Timo's was clearly not going to open today, so I elected to ride my bike back home. On my way back, I came across the dance pavilion, which had 2 cars outside of it, blasting some funky beats. The game actually let me open the back doors of this car and climb inside, so seeing that I had nothing better to do, I gave it a go and hopped in. This was a terrible mistake. Immediately it was clear that the man driving had in fact consumed a rather large amount of alcohol prior and was driving at an alarmingly high speed with alarmingly low control. I then made an even worse decision and swore at the driver. This put him into a frenzied rage and he immediately stomped the gas, drove straight into a tree, and died. Well, shit. The only thing I could really do was hop out and walk home. So that's what I did. Things, however, were not looking good. Being out in the sun and running home like this was rapidly increasing my thirst. I walked for what felt like hours along the dirt track leading home, and eventually, my house was just visible in the distance. I was so close to water. I reached the mailbox, looked inside to try pay the utilities, collapsed. Oh. No. And died. Attempt number 2. This attempt did not last long. I named myself drank until I blacked out, pissed on the TV, and died. Attempt 3. I gave myself the brilliant name Glorbo Florbo. This time I was going to use a guide and try to build the car a little faster. The first thing the guide wanted me to do was get in the tractor and go collect some stuff. One of those stuff were these wheels inside this abandoned mansion. The wheels were on the top floor, so of course, I went to the top floor, ignoring the wasp nest right above me. No! Attempt 4. I did all the same stuff as the late Glorbo Florbo, but yet again, died to the wasps, like a complete idiot. Nope. Oh my god. Fuck! Attempt 5. This time, I saw the wasp nest and managed to sneak past it without getting stung. Using the guide and some of the knowledge I had accumulated over the past 12 hours, I was able to build up the car fairly quickly. And before I knew it, the engine was in, the suspension was suspended, the panels were attached, and wiring wired. Did the car work? No. But it did in fact look like a car. All this work had been quite exhausting, so I loaded up this little boat with some supplies and took a nice relaxing trip to the island in the center of the lake. I was here for the fish trap, but also to just chill for a while and eat some sausages. That is, if I didn't burn every single one. Shit. Leaving the island, I made sure to ransack it for everything it had. This camera, lantern, coffee stuff, bucket, fish trap, and fireworks. Arriving back home, I needed to go buy yet more stuff from town, and I still only had the tractor to work with. Hopefully, this would be the last time I'd have to make this long, laborious trip. Nope. Back home, I put the final touches on the car, wired the last things, filled up the fluids, pissed in the radiator for enhanced cooling, and what do you know? It was ready to be started. I put the key in the ignition, gave it a turn, and... well, that didn't sound good. This little crunch sound had completely drained the battery, so while it was charging, I went inside to watch some TV. Soon. Attempt 2 at starting the car, and against all odds, it actually worked. Oh my god, it started! Now granted, the car was making this horrific banging sound, but it ran. This banging was caused by the camshaft gear being out of alignment. To fix it, I'd have to take the engine out, remove the cover plate, and rotate it back into alignment. But why does the camshaft need to be aligned? Remember suck, squeeze, bang, and blow? This only works if these valves are correctly timed. These valves are needed to keep the air and fuel inside the cylinder during the squeeze and bang stages. The camshaft is responsible for opening and closing these valves at the correct time. One valve is for the intake and the other is for the exhaust. If they aren't timed properly, you could be intaking air through the exhaust and exhausting air through the intake. As you can imagine, not good for Mr. Car. Once the camshaft was aligned and the engine thrown back in the car, it was time to start her up again. Shit. This time, something else was broken. Of course. Taking off the valve cover, I discovered that the rocker shaft, which is what actuates the valves, was broken. To fix this, I'd need to buy a new one at Fleetari's repair shop. So I did, and threw it in the car.
Oh! It runs!
Ooh yeah. Ooh yeah. Ooh! Gentlemen, we had done it. Everything seemed to be working. I could even put it in gear and move. This was extremely satisfying. After working on this thing for hours and hours, it finally ran. Naturally, I gave it a quick test drive around the dirt outside the house when I drove it into a ditch and it broke. Fuck! It was time to take our little car on its maiden voyage. I got it onto the highway and jammed the throttle all the way down. The acceleration was bad. The car topped out at just over 100 kilometers an hour, giving it a 0 to 100 time of about 60 seconds. Miraculously, I had managed to reach town without the car breaking down. So I turned her around and headed back home. This is where things went wrong. Perhaps running the car at full throttle constantly wasn't such a good idea. As I crossed the bridge near the repair shop, I heard this. That did not sound good, and the car was slowly losing power. I managed to limp a few more 100 meters before it ultimately died on the turn off to the repair shop. Taking the engine apart, I found this. A blown head gasket, and one of the pistons just missing. Luckily, I was near the repair shop, so I could easily go buy some new parts. Unluckily, it was Saturday, and the shop wouldn't be open until Monday. I could just wait, but that would take hours, so I decided to hop on the bus and take it back home. This was a terrible mistake. I left my computer running to go take a piss, only to come back to the bus humping another car. Reviewing the footage, I was horrified to see this complete Dorbus crash into the bus while on the wrong side of the road. Now this, by itself, was pretty unlucky, but what made it even worse was that this idiot had a trailer attached to his car, which had managed to get the bus perfectly stuck in the middle of the road.
This is awesome.
Since I was technically still moving, even if only a few centimeters per second, I couldn't get off the bus, and I couldn't leave. The only option here was to quit to menu and revert the last 3 hours of progress. Awesome. Fuck! This put us back to when the rocker shaft was broken, so once again I hopped on the bike to go get a new one. It being Wednesday, I knew that the only other person on the road leading into the repair shop was the guy in the green car. But for some reason, the road to my house was taped off, which would indicate the rally was taking place. Further up the road, my suspicions were confirmed when a rally car travelling at approximately 2% the speed of light shot past, barely missing me.
Whoa.
I don't know why the rally was on, it only happens on the weekend, and it was clearly Wednesday, but whatever. Now, if I had any sense, I would have gotten off the road, seeing as it was clearly pretty hazardous. But I was tired and frustrated at what had happened on the bus. So I hopped back on the road on my bike, and 5 minutes later, got completely obliterated.
No!
In shock, I stared at the death screen for a good 2 minutes before resigning to my fate. Disabling permadeath, naming myself, I give up, and trying again.
This is way more entertaining than Rocket League right now. Oh, shit.
Hello again. Welcome back to Finland. In the last video, we experienced the many wonders of Finnish culture. Building a rally car, getting very intoxicated, tractor driving, bug, dying of dehydration, hydraulic press channel, dying for pissing on the TV, dying from giant wasps, getting into a bus, having the bus collide with another car head on, getting stuck, reverting your progress, hopping on a motorbike and dying from a rally car smashing into you at 150 kilometers an hour. No! You know, normal Finnish stuff. Last video we died a lot of times, and made zero progress, because every time I died, I had to start over from the beginning. In this video, I've disabled permadeath. Trust me, this was a good idea. Today, we're gonna actually build up our rally car, and, with some luck, win the rally. Death will not stop us, but it'll definitely get in the way. So, let us begin. We began back at home, with the car ready for assembly. I got the wheels from the wasp-infested mansion, and the car was built. To get the car running, I had to buy a few more things from town. Of course, the only vehicle I had access to was the slow, not fun, very boring tractor. Normally getting to town would take it about 15 minutes. However, I got into town significantly faster because of this. The train. Disabling permadeath was one of the best decisions I've ever made in my entire life, because if I had to build the car again, things would have gone down very differently. I woke up in the graveyard in town, bought the battery I needed, and pondered how to get home. Our best option was getting a ride from the guy in the green car. My cousin, Pena. This is a man that has nothing better to do than drive along the dirt road at ridiculous speeds, 24 hours a day, one hand on the wheel, and the other on the vodka. Definitely someone I'd like to climb into a car with. Now, if you were being driven home by a raging alcoholic, do you think swearing at him would be a good idea? Shortly after giving him the finger, he stomped the gas, accelerated to a very high speed, launched the car at 100 kilometers an hour directly into a tree, and we both died. Maybe swearing at him was not such a good idea. So this...
Yeah, sure. My epic should... Yeah, my epic's up at the top. So, just add me. And then we'll get to playing the game. If you're still here.
This time, I let him drive me home at a much more reasonable 60 kilometers an hour. But, you know what can go a lot faster than 60 kilometers an hour? The F-14 Tomcat! But in Penna's green car. I stopped him at the side of the tractor and hopped out to survey the damage. To make a very long, painful story short, this tractor is a fucking bastard. The very next thing I did was disconnect the tractor from the trailer, which was a terrible mistake. I fetched the bike back from home and used it to unflip the tractor with about 10 minutes of finagling. Yes! Now from here you'd think things would be easy, right? I could just simply use the tractor to flip over the trailer and then drive off. Nope. First, I tried lifting the trailer with the fork loader. It didn't work. Shit! I unflipped the tractor again. Yes! And tried ramming it. It didn't work. Stop! No! Oh my god! Another 10 minutes of finagling with the bike, and the tractor was unflipped again. What? This time, I took things a bit slower, did some maneuvering with the fork loader, and finally got the trailer flipped the right way around. And the tractor flipped over again. No! Another flip of the tractor, and another attempt. I got the trailer completely flat with the help of the tractor, and tried bumping it with a beer case to help get the wheels unstuck. What? And this happened. What? This was after 40 minutes of the same bullshit happening over and over. I'd get the trailer flat to the ground, it would spring itself back into position, and I'd be back at square one. I couldn't take it. It was time to cheat. I went back home, saved the game, installed the Grab Anything mod, and went back to the scene of the crime. It turns out this was actually a great idea. When I picked up the trailer, it behaved normally, but when I let it go, it did this. When I disconnected the trailer at the very beginning, it locked it into that orientation at that position, so when I tried to move it, it would force itself back. The only way to unlock it would be to attach it to the tractor, which was not possible with the trailer on its side. So to fix it, I grabbed the trailer, oriented it the right way round, and stuck it to the tractor. Oh my god. It worked. Back home, it was time to continue building the Satsuma, which I had managed to get running only for one of its pistons to commit die and fire itself out of the engine. I replaced the piston and head gasket, fired up the car again, and took her for another test drive.
Oh no! Oh dear! Ah!
Well, shit. Turns out the piston firing itself out of the engine also destroyed the oil pan, and the engine had no oil in it. No oil is bad. I didn't know that the oil pan had a hole in it. All I had done was check the dipstick, which read no oil, so I tried adding an entire bottle of motor oil, which went through the engine and out of the pan onto the floor. Well done. After fixing the oil pan and adding another bottle of motor oil, the car did indeed work just fine. The car worked, but my feeble little brain did not. To test the car, I decided against driving it and instead just revved the engine a bit. Enough to get the water in the radiator hot enough to where it exploded out of the cap. Oh shit. Me, being a bit of an idiot and wanting to get a better look, switched off the engine and unscrewed the cap, which, let me remind you, had a bunch of superheated steam underneath it. Oh. My eyes! Yep. I'm a fucking idiot. Now, the car could run, which is all great, but if I wanted to win the rally race in this thing, I would need to substantially upgrade it. Better tyres, better wheels, a better engine, better exhaust, proper racing seats, nitrous, the list goes on. To get these upgrades, we would need money. Lots and lots of money. And me? Well, I was broke. In My Summer Car, there are a lot of ways of making money. Everything from chopping and delivering firewood, to putting ads in people's letterboxes, to illegally brewing sugar wine and selling it to the local alcoholic. One of the best jobs you can do is finding junk cars by the side of the road and towing them back to the repair shop. The first bit of junk I found was this bucket thing. The day I chose to do this wasn't exactly ideal. Saturday. The rally would be on, and cars would be flying down the dirt road every few minutes. That, however, was not the issue. The issue was these guys standing by the road to watch the rally, and my, less than optimal driving. Unbeknownst to me, this action had sealed my fate. Since it was Saturday, the shop wasn't even open, so I left the junk there and drove the rest of the way home on the dirt track, where every few minutes an idiot rally driver would smash into me at incredible speed. Back home, I sleep. Today was going to be good. Today was going to be productive. Today I was going to get the bat. Oh shit. Yep. That guy I ran over earlier, he died. Yes. Well, shit. Prison. Our stay here was for 10 days. May not seem so bad, especially considering we murdered someone, but 10 days in My Summer Car is 20 hours. Factoring in sleep, our stay here could be as low as 15-ish hours, real time, no abusing save states, just sitting here. Damn. Okay, time's up. In prison, I had hatched a devious plan. Robbery. Timo's. A simple establishment. The grocery store on one end and the pub on the other. The pub has this inside. A slot machine. Timo lost the keys to it a while ago, so it's just been sitting there collecting cash. The plan was simple. Drive the tractor into town, smash the window with the fork, attach the machine to the fork, and violently yank it out of the store. The plan sounded good enough, and so, the heist was on. I loaded up the tractor and drove it into town in the dead of night. There, I found our victim, Timo's pub, and the slot machine inside. Unlucky for us, though, were these two guys outside. So, with some quick thinking, I used the tractor's fork loader and, moved them. I smashed open the window, attached the machine to the tractor, and yanked it out with ferocious anger.
Yes.
I took it to the sports field, laid it down on its front, pried off the back plate with a screwdriver, and began ransacking it for everything it had. Everything it had turned out to be 7,000 marks. Not bad. A celebration was in order. I popped over to Timo's and bought myself a pizza for 2,700 marks. Somehow he knew I had broken his window and had fined me for my trouble. Prison had made me a violent, angry man. And this sent me completely over the edge. I sculled back a healthy 10 beers and began pissing and shitting all over the place. These fucking bastards had locked me up for doing basically nothing, and now they were taking what was rightfully mine. I drank more. I pissed more. I punched this guy in the head. I took the slot machine to the highway and placed it in the way of oncoming cars. I was here to tear down society. Fuck it, the rally was on. They wanted to lock me up for running over one guy? Well, how about I run over all these fuckers? Well, shit. 153 days in prison is a long time. About 230 hours of waiting that I, definitely waited for. It gave me time to think, to consider, to ponder. Was I on the right path? Was a life of crime really for me? No. Once I got out of here, it was time to build the car and win that goddamn rally. And in no time at all, I was out. Our first task was getting the car inspected. I wouldn't even be allowed to participate if the car wasn't road legal, so I had to make it road legal. To do that, I needed more money. And no, I would not be partaking in any more crime to do this. I was a new man. So, my first money-making venture was illegally brewing sugar wine to sell to the local alcoholic. You know, like a businessman. Firewood. First you chop it, then you deliver. 3,400 marks. Sewage. My uncle lost his license traveling at 169 kilometers an hour on the M31, and he's given me the keys to his sewage truck. Suck out sewage, get paid. Sewage. More sewage. The sewage truck is very big. Make sure to drive it carefully and watch out for that pole. More sewage. The tank is full. Time to dump it in the waste treatment plant. Whoopsie, I accidentally dumped it all over the floor. We got cash. Upgrades. Rear wing. Very important. Gauge cluster. Bam. Tachometer. Bam. Drunk man is calling. Drive him home. Money. Green car driving. Fuck. Okay, listen, mate. I just need you to fuck off. Right now. Grandma wants groceries. I buy Grandma a bunch of groceries. Drunk man, delivered home again. Sugar wine sold to drunk man. Sewage. So much sewage. Dead moose on the highway. Wait a minute. This isn't Finland. Timo wants me to advertise. Okay, Timo. I'll advertise for you, Timo. I have flipped the car. Picking strawberries. Man insults you while you make a terrible wage. Who are you looking at, you fucking dickhead? I forgot about Grandma's groceries. They've all gone off. Here you go, Grandma. 8 kilos of spoiled sausages and 20 liters of moldy milk. Yes, Grandma. That's awesome, Grandma. Can I have my Yes, Grandma. Really cool, Grandma. Okay. Finally. 74 marks. More sugar wine deliveries. Hey, look. It's Penner. I'll just stop to let him cross the intersection. Cruising down the street in my 6'4", jocking the bitches, slapping the... Is that a bee? And now, the moment we've all been waiting for. Inspection. Will we pass? Will we fail? Who knows? Well, this guy does. How does he know? Just fucking banging on the car with a screwdriver. Yep. And what do you know? We failed. You fucking dickhead. Do you know who I am? I need this car right now. You know what? I'll be right back. I fixed up everything Mr. Inspection Dickhead wanted me to fix, got him to hit my car with his trusty screwdriver again, and what do you know? We passed. The repair shop owner Fleetari caught wind I had shat all over the inspection shop parking lot and rewarded me with a 50% discount and 10 bottles of the strongest booze in all of Finland. Thanks, mate. Gentlemen, the time was upon us. The car was working well, it was registered, and it had a few upgrades. The day was Saturday. I could just tell big things were going to happen today. I drove to the rally sign-up station and signed up. Well, I would have signed up if I hadn't forgotten my helmet. Shit. Satsuma was in fact drivable, but had been having a few issues with the suspension. Quite a few issues, in fact. Cornering was basically impossible, and when I hopped out of the car, it did this. I found that if I took a wheel off and then just stuck it back on. So, rally o'clock, it was. I drove to the start, this guy counted me down, and off I went. The race did not last long. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh don't flip, fuck, shit. Attempt 2. This time was even worse. No! Attempt 3. This time was even worse. God, fuck! Attempt 4. This time I took things a little slower. Instead of barreling around the corners at over 100 kilometers an hour and flying off the track, I took them at 80 kilometers an hour, keeping all four wheels in contact with the ground and preventing any crashes. This strategy worked. I didn't even crash once throughout the entire track. Just, after I finished. Slow and steady does win the race, boys. Now let's see what we got. Dead last. Alright. Okay, I guess I'll, All hope wasn't lost. Stage 2 of the race was tomorrow, and it was the same route as Stage 1, but in reverse. Surely tomorrow, I would redeem myself. I took the car back to the start of the rally and parked it there overnight as per the rules. Except I didn't read the rules closely enough, because I parked in the wrong spot. To get to the start of Stage 2, I'd have to take the highway, which has a speed limit of 100 kilometers an hour. I'd been completely ignoring the speed limit, which turned out to be quite a costly mistake. This little fucker got me going 115 kilometers an hour. Only 15% over. I'm sure the fine isn't that bad. Shit. That is a lot of money. I didn't have the money to pay the fine, so I just gave him the finger and fucked off. Anyway, I had a job to do. Get a good time on the second stage and try my best to get out of last place. And before I knew it, the rally was on. On the straights I got up to 100 kilometers an hour, and in the turns I could manage just a bit below that. Of course, going at this speed with my flimsy little car, mistakes were bound to happen. We spun, but we could keep going. Then we flipped the car. No! But we could keep going. Then we launched it into a ditch. The door was hanging off, but we could keep going. And then we hit a rock. We could not keep going. I was extremely close to the end, so I jumped out of the car and legged it all the way to the finish line. I still had a bit of hope, despite all the tumbling around of the car. We had driven fairly well, and so I checked our time. It, wasn't good. My time was so bad, it didn't even show up on the leaderboard. A time so terrible that it sent me spiraling into a deep depression. I drank a case of beer, drove to Fleetari's, found the 10 bottles of booze, and drank until I blacked out. And blacked out again. And blacked out again. And again. And again. And again. And then it was next week. During my bout of violent alcoholism, I found 9,000 marks of unpaid fines on the kitchen counter. Fucking 9,000 marks and unpaid fines. So, I was in a lot of debt, the police would probably be at my door to throw me back in jail soon, and I still had a rally to win. Things were not looking good in the Mart household. I needed money, and fast. So when Mr. Drunk Man called at 2 AM asking for a ride home, I obliged. I picked him up, and he began his usual drunken babbling. But this time, he let me in on a little secret. His wife had bought a winning lottery ticket, and he had stolen it and the money without her realizing. He said he kept the money hidden away in a suitcase. How much money? 5 million marks. If I could find that suitcase, that would be enough money to pay off my debts and build the rally car of my dreams. Did I really want to steal from this man? I had sworn off a life of crime. Yet here I was considering stealing millions from this guy who thinks he's my friend. Approximately 3 seconds of pondering later, I concluded, money. To find the briefcase, I would have to scour the entire map. Every little nook, every cranny. Oh look, there it is. I threw it in the back of my car and drove home, having a minor accident on the way. Shit. I opened the briefcase, and oh my, that is a lot of money. Literally 15,000 presses of E later, I was left with 1.5 million marks. Much less than the advertised 5 million, but hey, he probably spent it on sugar wine or something. It was time for some upgrades. I bought the entire catalogue. The best suspension, the best carburetor, nitrous, a new steering wheel, all the cool body panels, the best radiator, time on the dynamometer to measure our immense power. And most importantly, a cool paint job. Gentlemen, the car was ready for round 2. I gave it a good test on the highway, and of course I got pulled over and fined 30,000 marks on the spot. Fucking dickhead. The car was ready, but I needed some practice. So I took it to the dirt track and drove the route over and over. Every corner, every gear shift, each slight bump and bend. I even got rid of the stick shift and switched to paddles for speedier shifting. And a couple of hours of practice later, we were finally ready for competition. Saturday, the start of the rally. Big things were about to happen. This dude counted me down, and off we went. The car was very fast. All the upgrades had turned it into an absolute weapon on the track. I shot past the repair shop, around the sharp bends, went a bit wide on this turn and hit a tree, but let's ignore that. Past the turn off to my house, past Grandma's house, over the train tracks, and across the line. The pace felt very good, and checking the standings confirmed my suspicions. Oh yes. That's right, fellas. First place. I was officially in the running to actually win the rally. All I had to do was have a similarly good performance on stage 2. I took the car back to the parking area and parked in the right spot, and went back home. Tomorrow, I was gonna win. Back home, I sleep. This sleep was a bit different. I was not woken by the pleasant sounds of the Finnish countryside, or even the phone ringing, but by a belligerent drunk man in my room with an axe. Turns out he didn't appreciate me taking his money. Fair enough. Well, with him subdued, I went to finish the rally. Stage 2. This time I'd parked in the correct spot and wouldn't be incurring a time penalty. I took the car to the start of the next stage, where I signed up, and before I knew it, the rally was on. All that practice had paid off. I knew the corners. I knew the bumps. We flew over the train tracks, past Grandma's house, past the turn off to my house, into the sharp left turn, past the drunk man's house, past the repair shop and the mansion with wasps in it, through the farmland, and before I knew it, the race was done. There it was. Oh yes, we had driven pretty damn good, and were 30 seconds ahead of second place. I knew just how to celebrate. The fireworks back home. On the way back, I crossed the bridge. I'd crossed the bridge many times at this point, but this time, it felt different.
Not bad. And just in time too. I should join my stream. This up.
Push the fucking pack off of the porch or break a pound down. Get the scrap if it happen to blow, it makes a round sounds. Pussy cat on my lap, push it back and go to town down. Putting rap on my back and I'm black and snatching crowns. I done came back around like a nigga selling crack in pounds. I got a bag now, but it's nothing to brag about. Gun blast in the background, I'm a black man with the bloodhounds. Mac 10 making love sounds to a bad chick, she from uptown, or from down south, not a loudmouth, we can fuck around. Hit the music, baby, cut it down. Hit the doobie while you do me indubitably. I feel like I'm a bust now. I feel like a bust down. When I shine bright, blind niggas is up now. In the cut, big black truck, big sacked up. You can pick it up now, nigga. Fuck it, okay. Push the fucking pack off of the porch or break a pound down. Get the scrap if it happen to blow, it makes a round sounds. Pussy cat on my lap, push it back and go to town down. Putting rap on my back and I'm black and snatching crowns.
I have enough to buy today with Octane, but I can't currently trade them because I made some questionable decisions. I'll say what they were, but I'm not currently trading any credits. Not until Monday at least.
I get a clutch and if you get too close to me, I'm at the top where I'm supposed to be. Jumped in the gang, niggas act like they coaching me. 400 rats ain't shit, but a show to me. I'm on the road and I bet that you'll hold with me. When I'm in traffic, it's always a pole with me. Pillsbury, man, I keep doing me. Hit from the back, she giving me slurp, and I ain't even pull my pants down. Jump in the box and slide to the other side, it's always a man down. Draw down, hands in the air, nigga make one move, get gunned down. Giving out smoke so long, they don't even wanna talk no more, they just run down. No lock doors, I serve with a chop. Bitch got spent, she was hanging with a op. We call him Mickey, talk to the cops. I was on Pinedale, glass in the sock. Back in the day, I invest in the block. Fast forward now, I'm investing in stock. I put a drum on the heckling couch, don't play cause I'm very invested in shots.
Push the fucking pack off of the porch or break a pound down. Hit the scrap if it happen to blow, it makes a round sounds. Pussy cat on my lap, push it back and go to town down. Putting rap on my back and I'm black and stacking clowns.
They call me a baby, but I still got hella shit.
Oh shit, run that motherfucking crown, you bitch. You motherfucking bitch. Shit. Sorry in advance for my bros. They'll whip a nigga ass. What you whipping up? Shit in the back. If you looking for the dope, niggas got it in the bag. Cause we trapping on the low. And I'm the shit with the flow. Give me a joke. Heard the niggas say that you the next. No, I'm the best. Tell them bitches stop the motherfucking press. Stop. Fuck a top 5 list. Get him a vest. He get lopsided. Fuck the cops. We was running from Rottweilers. Most of my partners ain't had papa, just a pop condom. Couple kids with Alzheimer's. 40 on his side. Boy, you might all stop. He on the block violent. Robbing niggas in the hood and then swap genres. Green light, line a nigga up. Stop sign him. Keep driving, you will not find him. I'm an anomaly. I turned into a rap ironically. I ran the back up, niggas is on me. Niggas should honor me. If you think I'm a wannabe, it's pretty comedy. I'm melancholy and cool, so calmly busting moves. My troops carry velocity. Same posse since Osh Posh Bagosh Pussy Clock. Treat the rapping like a pushing rock. On the stove with the Pyrex pot. The dough stay locked, it don't say knock. We on they block, we on they block. It's Monopoly game, we stole they properties. Smooth talking and moonwalking, the same little nigga. Small pump with a pool shark. I aim big stick, knock chalk off cue balls. Bang this shit.
Like this, like that. Everybody tryna be like me. Tryna take my juice, tryna take my steez. Everywhere I go, I'ma stay in my juice and peace. Everybody tryna be just like me. Chop on my side and I might let it sing. Whoa, that's my queen. Bullet hit your dome with a little earring. Bullet hit your dome with a little earring. You my baby girl, but you not main squeeze. Clips with a stick and I might just squeeze. Blocks with a scope with the infrared beams. Fuck a bitch, then I did audio piece. 3 shots in the back, give me 5 freaks. Gotta get to work, so I pull a dead body. Pull up in a foreign, I ain't talking Maserati. Pull up in a Rari. I be eating good, I be eating
What a fucking cocksucker.
I'ma break a bone, call me fucking Jeff Hardy. 2 wheels, 1 seat, bought it off a Harley.
The first, like, real cookster I've done. Wasn't absolutely AIDS. They're annoying stuff to set up. Whenever they go in, they're fucking.
Everybody tryna be like me, tryna take my juice, tryna take my
I was doing them.
everywhere I go, I'ma stay in my juice and
I don't know why that would want to
everybody
work.
tryna be just like me. Chop on my side and I might let it sing. Whoa, that's my queen. Bullet hit your dome with a little earring.
Whoa, get like me. Suicide doors and they inside green. Like, whoa, high speed. I'ma hit the gas, I don't even need a key. I'ma pay cash, I ain't talking about the leaks. Like a pair of dirty sneakers, yeah, I know that she a beater. I'ma hit her one time, you know I ain't tryna keep her. And I know that they be blind, so I'm walking with a Nina. Okay, girl, won't you put on a show for me? I'm loving the
tryna be like me. Tryna take my juice, tryna take my steez. Everywhere I go, I'ma stay in my juice and peace. Everybody tryna be just like me. Chop outside and I might get a seat.
Man, I can't get the fucking setup right.
That's my queen. Bullet hits your dome with a little dip.
Fuck am I doing getting money? Goddamn, praise the Lord. Bought that conquistador. Madman, Don Draper Dread. Nothing I can't afford. Big biz, I'm doing fine. Up to shenanigans. Tick, tick, my wrist won't die. I'm Robert Pattinson. I'm getting bread, you crumbly. I got baguettes, you getting so fugly. I'm getting cash, I'm kissing my ass. Sucking my balls in front of the bed, bitch. She loving it, Hennessy hot. My condom loving me. 2,000 messages. All of them girls, Canada testing, buying no pearls. No way, get my bag up, sell my kidney. Yes, I'm pampered, I ain't pissy. Watch my meat, make her dizzy. Need no reason, I ain't picky. I bought a house in Greece. I don't know why, might have to lease it out. Gucci, you know it'll crease. Why did the beat cut out? Hey, turn that shit back up. Wait, I per labia. Hey, main stage India. Say, ain't no way we goddamn, praise the Lord. Whoa, bought that conquistador. Madman, Don Draper Dread. Nothing I can't afford. Big biz, I'm doing fine. Up to shenanigans. Tick, tick, my wrist won't die. I'm Robert Pattinson. I'm getting bagged and bagged up. I still reclining. I'm in the Maybach. Still getting cash. I'm getting direct. I rented a PJ. Throwing some racks. I'm up in the sky. I cannot drive. Insurance too high. I'm wiping my ass. 25 ply. Up in the frame. Sending. I'ma go blind. I'm God. And my car park only fit 2, but I bought 3, so I need more space. And everything you say, I've said before. You paraphrasing, little bitch. Hey, turn that shit back up. Wait, I per labia. Hey, main stage India. Say, ain't no way we goddamn, praise the Lord. Whoa, bought that conquistador. Madman, Don Draper Dread. Nothing I can't afford. Big biz, I'm doing fine. Up to shenanigans. Tick, tick, my wrist won't die. I'm Robert Pattinson. Goddamn, praise the Lord. Whoa, bought that conquistador. Madman, Don Draper Dread. Nothing I can't afford. Big biz, I'm doing fine. Up to shenanigans. Tick, tick, my wrist won't die. I'm Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
Oh, no doubt he does it to perfection.
I'm dancing in the rain. I cannot refrain from sliding in your dame. I get changed. Dancing in the rain. Can't fuck with these lanes. I cannot complain. I get changed. 50K for a show and 100 for my wrist. 150 for my skirt. Couple milli at the crib. Ain't your baby, baby. You could keep the gravy out your lips. Ain't no way that baby gravy gonna change the way he live. 50K for a show and 100 for my wrist. 150 for my skirt. Couple milli at the crib. Ain't your baby, baby. You could keep the gravy out your lips. Ain't no way that baby gravy gonna change the way he live. For these hoes, no, dog, no, ho, no. No, no, gravy stuff for po, dog. For these hoes, no, dog, no, ho, no. No, no, gravy stuff for po, dog. Bitch, I'm dead fresh. I might pull up in the hearse truck. Gravy been a dog. Lisa Ann was my first love. I stay with the bad hoes, but I'll be the worst one. When they picking teams, gravy always be the first one. Juice, sauce, little bit of guala. Oops, just super soaked your mama. So new, bitch. Michelle Obama. Gravy bring the ruckus to the local Benihana. 50K for a show and 100 for my wrist. 150 for my skirt. Couple milli at the crib. Ain't your baby, baby. You could keep the gravy out your lips. Ain't no way that baby gravy gonna change the way he live. 50K for a show and 100 for my wrist. 150 for my skirt. Couple milli at the crib. Ain't your baby, baby. You could keep the gravy out your lips. Ain't no way that baby gravy gonna change the way he live. 50K for a show. For a motherfucking show. And 100 for my wrist. For my goddamn wrist. Couple milli at the crib. At the motherfucking crib.